I'll move fairly quickly through validation studies. You might have heard of these before. We're undertaking new tests all the time. There's a PCR test for COVID that came out a couple of years ago. We need to know that they're accurate, yeah? That's validation studies. So essentially what we do is we take a group of people with a condition, or we suspect we're having that condition, we use or we test on them, subject everyone to their new test, as well as the same group to a gold standard test. And the latter serves as the reference. The latter serves as this truth, if you like, of whether or not someone actually has COVID. And then you compare the results of your new test against this reference of whether or not they actually have COVID, for example. And these couple of slides I'll move through fairly quickly, but essentially in validation tests, you're testing for how accurate the new test is versus the gold standard reference. PCR versus, rat tests, or rat versus PCR, a sputum sample for cancer cells versus a CT scan or bronchoscopy with biopsy. There has to be a reference test against which we're comparing the results of the new test, yeah? And then there are 4 measures of accuracy, if you like. The first 2 are sensitivity and specificity. I won't go through each of these in detail, so much as to remind you this is study design and these are the outcomes that we're hoping to achieve. So sensitivity and specificity of the test refer to how accurate for a given condition, or if it's present or if it's not, how accurate will this test result actually be? The other set of tests is called the predictive values. And these come from a slightly different angle, and they say, if you have a positive test, how confident am I in this being truly positive? Or if I have a negative test, how confident am I in this test being truly negative? You don't have to know right now. Don't worry if you don't remember all these parameters. So far as all you need to know is validation studies are a good opportunity for you guys to do research, because we are assessing new tests all the time, aren't we? This is, however, an interventional study. We do intervene. We are changing people's circumstances predominantly because we're giving them a new test that we're assessing. So you will need ethics for this, as you will need ethics for every study, but you will need sort of proper ethics, not low-risk ethics. And then I won't go through this, but essentially you might have seen it before, and those of you at Uni Adelaide from 2nd year or 3rd year, you would have looked at receiver-operator characteristic curves, which gives you this kind of summary measure of how accurate a particular test is.